Welcome to this gamblingsites.org how-to video. Today, we'll be providing you with our advanced guide to advantage play techniques. Usually the casino has an advantage over you when gambling, but if you're familiar with certain techniques, you'll be able to gain an advantage over the casino. This video will offer you an overview of which techniques blackjack players commonly use in order to get an edge on the house. Before we can get into all of that, we have to start with explaining how mathematical advantages work. The simplest way to explain probability and odds is through an example. You can also find our complete video on odds and probability in the intermediate section. For this example, let's say you're playing a casino game based on a coin toss. You bet on the coin coming up heads or tails. Half the time you'll win, half the time you'll lose, right? But what if you have to bet $2 every time and only win $1 for a correct wager? Well, that's a clear example of how a casino gets an advantage over a player. It's an extreme example, but it helps illustrate the point. The casino is more likely to create a situation where you have to bet $1.10 to win $1. They could call that extra 10 cents an ante or something like that. Every casino bet works this way, and if you place enough of them, the math will always work in the casino's favor. So let's get into the different advantage play techniques that can be used to try and swing the advantage away from the casinos. Casinos hate advantage gamblers because they eat into their profits. A casino full of nothing but advantage gamblers is a casino that's about to become a lot poorer. The first technique that is technically advantage gambling is just flat out cheating. Most types of advantage gambling are not cheating, but things like marking cards with a sharp fingernail or changing your bet after you know that you've won or lost, or using some kind of machine or technological device in order to commit some kind of fraud against the casino, all of those are cheating, and cheating is illegal in most states and actually a felony in Nevada, which of course is home to Las Vegas. There are ways to gain an advantage that do not risk jail time, so we would obviously tell you to not resort to cheating. Comps and rebates are a way that casinos give at least a teeny tiny bit of their edge back to the bettor. These rewards are offered to players to encourage more action and usually requires signing up for the casino's players club. The casino uses this to track how much you wager and how long you play for, distributing points accordingly. Rewards might be worth as little as 0.2 or 0.3% of how much you've wagered, and they aren't related to how much you actually win or lose. The return is small, so you won't make back your losses just through comps. However, if you combine comps with basic strategy and blackjack at a table with really favorable rules, you could end up playing without much house edge or even with a slight edge advantage for yourself, especially if you take advantage of special promotions where the casino might offer double or triple points during certain hours or on certain days. That's called comp hustling, and that can be used to help increase your edge over the house. While you're not permitted to mark cards when playing blackjack, it is possible that cards could develop irregularities during regular play. This is one of the reasons that casinos will rotate the decks out frequently. But if you can spot an irregularity in the cards, it's not cheating to notice them and take advantage of them. Players who are able to identify groups of cards that are important, like the aces and 10 cards in blackjack, are able to get a huge advantage over the house. Edge sorting is used in multiple casino card games, including Baccarat and Caribbean Stud. Elliot Jacobson has a book on the subject called Advanced Advantage Play that our writers highly recommend. The final three methods of advantage play are counting cards, hole carding, and shuffle tracking. We go in depth on each of those topics in separate videos and articles, so make sure to check out gamblingsites.org for even more on the game.